All right, it is the Nosebleed Progress Report, freaking week 2. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Derek. I am recording, you know, week two's progress. Week 2 of getting back on the horse with Nosebleed, tackling chapter 2. And it's kind of a bummer this week. I gotta be honest with you. I mean, I think this is what this is. This is basically kind of like a journal, essentially. But yeah, this week sucked. This week sucked dick, and it just sucked. I got a new drawing tablet, the XP Pen Pro 15.6. Awesome drawing tablet. Cost me about close to $300. So I got this because my iPad was dying. My iPad was always also really small. I got that iPad just to kind of be mostly used for coloring, and a little bit of digital penciling. But every time I tried it, it was just I could only do like one or two pages before I switched back to just going pencil to page. And that's kind of what happened this week. The 15.6 Pro is a lot longer. It's a lot wider than the iPad. So drawing on it isn't bad or anything like that. It's just, I don't know, man. I think it's just the fact that I can always kind of undo that, you can make these marks digitally and you can kind of always take them back. And I feel like it's just very hard for me to just commit like I can with a pencil. Like with a pencil, I'm kind of like, okay, I can just keep building this line up. Or I can keep, you know, trying to take the line away, or I don't know. But and I guess it's just because I'm used to it, I'm getting feedback, pretty much instantly. Whereas digital, it's not really the case, and I don't really know why. But I gave it the old honest Abe. I tried penciling pages 9 and what we're going to be pages 8 and 9 digitally, and it took me, oh my god, it took me 2 days to pencil page 9. And then I inked it in one day. Luckily, I inked it, and it came out. It came out pretty good. It's just kind of a standard Talking Heads kind of page. And then when I got to page 10, man, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like I just kind of I don't know. I just not froze up or anything, but I just really just I don't know. But I ended up getting it done. I ended up penciling the entire page. But what ended up happening was my printer just decided to shit the bed on me. And like my printer just decided to stop fucking working. So I moved my studio around. I rearranged my studio, and I have my printer up higher now. It's on like a little bit of a higher desk. And I guess I'm all the way in the back of the apartment, and the internet is all the way in the front of the apartment. So and my printer is hooked up basically to the Wi-Fi. It's not hooked up directly to my computer. But it just went on the fritz. I tried printing the page to go ahead and ink it, and it just it just shit the bed. Like it just went haywire. And I was like, what the fuck? And I also walked into my room, my studio, and my Halo figure was like on the floor. So I was just like, already this feels like a bad sign. This feels like my room, I feel like this room is cursed sometimes for the best. I also couldn't find my Ames lettering guide. It was just a weird series of events that was just like, okay, drawing's just not going to happen today. But I ended up just saying, fuck this shit. I downloaded a bunch of drivers, and I downloaded, looking up how to like reinstall a printer onto my Mac. It still wasn't working. Like for whatever reason, it was just like not fucking working. And so I said, fuck this shit. And I grabbed a piece of paper, big old 12 by 18 piece of paper, slapped it down, ruled it all out, started penciling, got most of it penciled, and then my hand was like, all right, dude, I'm done now. My hand was just like, I don't want to draw anymore. So I was like, oh my god, this fucking day and this fucking week, fuck this shit. So I just left. What did I end up doing? I went to Brooklyn to go see my buddy Nate's band, Nate Doyle. Jesus Christ. Sorry, Nate. You're never going to hear this anyway, so it doesn't matter. But Nate Doyle has an awesome band. I also forget their name. But they played at this place in Brooklyn called The Pit. I went there, hung out, ate some Williamsburg pizza. It was one of the best slices of. Actually, no, I'm lying. Oh my god, I'm crazy. I didn't mean to say slice. I meant they were out of pepperoni slices, but they had some really nice looking grandma slices. But I ended up getting a pepperoni roll. Pepperoni, not even a roll. I'm sorry. Oh my god, I'm crazy. A pepperoni garlic knot, which I was like, oh what? This sounds fucking fire. There's a bunch of them there too. Like the place was packed. Like it was packed to the brim. And I was like, why isn't anyone getting the pepperoni garlic knot? Maybe I'm about to fuck up. Like maybe it's gross. It was fucking delicious. So if you're there, it's basically just a garlic knot, but with the pepperoni cups rolled into it. Fuego. Absolutely fuego. Took the journey over there to Brooklyn, to Williamsburg, just to kind of see the band play, and then it just started torrential raining. I was like, oh damn. So I was gonna like walk around Williamsburg and try to just like I'm trying to get back onto taking pictures when I'm kind of like out and about, just to take pictures. You know, I don't know, just do something artistic while my hand is fucking hurting. And it just started raining. So I went to go home, and then someone pulled the emergency brake on the train, on the J train, and so it caused like this massive delay. So we're all out there like trying to like kind of basically like huddle up against each other while like trying not to get wet from the rain. Very very New York moment. Very very New York moment. But the train eventually came. I went back to Canal Street instead of going straight home. Went to one of my favorite dumpling spots in New York. It is called. Let me bring it. Well, I usually like Genkaya Market rules. Deluxe Greenbow is my go-to place for if I want some soup dumplings. So usually I go in there, I get a soup dumpling order. It's like 9 little soup dumplings, pork, of course, and then I got a beer. And I just sat there, just staring into the void, depressed. Because I'm just like, I don't hate my life by any means. Because that's really dramatic and very silly thing to say. But I'm just very frustrated with my injury. And I even had this weird thing happen where like I told my girlfriend my progress this week, and she was like, oh, you got a page done. She's like, so you're not really like that like held back by this ailment, because like, you know, like you said, like you weren't really ever really doing a page a day on this anyway. So I was kind of like, yeah, but the difference is I wasn't also like in raging amounts of pain the entire time. You know what I mean? I'm just in so much fucking pain while I'm trying to draw that it's just like it's taking me a long time to do the drawing, and also my fucking body hurts. So it's just like a double whammy of just being annoyed, and just like, you know, it'd be like, I don't even know what to compare it to. I'm trying to like look up more like sports documentaries and things to watch, because I know sports people have you know, they get tendonitis and things like that, and just how they deal with it. One of my favorite bands, Gojira, I just saw that he has a hand, like got a hand injury on his picking hand, and basically isn't playing guitar on this whole next tour. He's just singing. And so I'm like, well, he's lucky that he still gets to sing, but he can't play guitar and sing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, and I'm lucky too. Like, obviously, like, you know, I can still draw. I just am in a lot of pain while drawing, and while I'm in pain while drawing, it really makes me like tedious to make marks. You know, it's just like I'm like afraid to put in marks and to just do any movements, because I'm like, well, this is gonna aggravate my hand. Like, I have to really like. It's weird. It's like I'll go to make marks, and then I'm making these jagged lines. I'm not making these confident pencil strokes that, you know, I normally would do, and it's just so frustrating, because I'm like, am I making it worse by being like timid while I'm drawing? Because I am technically like, I'll catch myself, making a mark, like I'm doing like the same mark movement like 3 or 4 times in a row, and I'm like, what are you doing? Stop doing that. Like, stop doing that. Just be confident. And I think that's just kind of like the biggest hurdle right now is my confidence is just in the fucking toilet. Like, and I'm like, I've been seeing a therapist, and even he was kind of like, I wonder if this is psychosomatic. And I'm like, and I was like, well, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you. Maybe it could be psychosomatic, but I also did a shit ton of drawing last year. Like, I worked on, one piece to the next pretty much an entire year. And maybe it's, just like the pressure of living in New York, trying to be a, full-time artist, also trying to basically, make my own way. I haven't been relying on editorial gigs or any like work for hire stuff. I've just been trying to just do it all myself, and maybe it's just the pressure of that. That's just kind of like, there's just so much pressure every time I draw. That's what I really feel like. I feel like every time I sit down to draw, I'm just like, oh, here we go. This is gonna suck. And I don't know why. Like, I mean, my career is going all right, but yeah, just, I don't know. I don't know what happened to my confidence. And, I don't know. I think it maybe, just trying to, spent the whole last year just kind of chasing likes with the commissions and trying to get more commissions and just trying to make money off of art really sucks. Like, but I'm too far in to do anything else is kind of what I feel like. Like, I feel like I'm too far committed to comics and illustration that, like, the smart thing would be just to go get a job somewhere, like a coffee shop or something, and then just come home and spend all my free time that's remaining, like, drawing my own stuff. But for some odd reason, like, my brain just can't and won't do it. Like, I've started applications. I've filled out a couple applications and sent them off, but I've never followed up on them. It's like my brain is just like, you're not going to be a real artist if you have, like, a day job. But, yeah. But, again, I remembered a little bit too late about, like, but yeah, you do have a job. Like, your job is being creative, and people are waiting for their commissions and things like that. So I'm like, and people are waiting on Nosebleed 4. Like, it's, you have a job. It's just, I also have this injury that is preventing me from fully doing my job. So kind of remembering that kind of helps when I'm having, like, bad moments, because it's just like, well, I'm not being lazy. I'm not, like, sitting around being like, oh, I don't feel motivated to paint. I don't feel inspired. It's not that, luckily. It's literally just like, I'd love to paint today, but I literally moved around paint the last 2 days just making swatches, and my fucking arm blew up again. Like, my arm is just like, I can't do that mixing motion of, like, mixing paint, and it just really flares up my tendons. But so yeah, not a great week, but I did watch the Knicks, watch the Knickerbockers, watch those guys go 2-2. Friggin' amazing games, both pretty close. First game, they were sucking ass. I was like, oh, jeez, these guys kind of blow. Like, I'm not really, like, a sports fan. I just was like, I got to get the fuck out the house. I'm going to go be normal and watch sports. And so I was watching, and I was like, Jalen Brunson rules. This Brunson dude rules, but everybody else in this team kind of sucks, and the Knicks might even suck. But then around, like, the third quarter, they just totally turned it the fuck around and just started scoring and scoring and scoring. That was, like, the cool thing about basketball is, like, every time someone would score, the opposite team would get the ball back and score again. So it was just like, it's like so like you really can't relax, or you can't like take your eyes off the game, which I really like about basketball. And I'm like, I'm gonna follow the Knicks. I'm gonna follow the Knicks from now. That's gonna be my basketball team. But yeah, they ended up winning game 1, and then game 2, it was another just like, they kind of started off a little bit slow. I was like, oh my god, the Knicks starting off slow again, and then just fucking giving it to them. It was just so back to back, neck to neck. And then it got to the last quarter. There's like 20 seconds left, and it's like 100 to 100, 101 to 101, 102 to 102. There's literally like, it's like 103. I think the Spurs were up 104. It was up 104, and then I think they got like a foul or something, and Brunson got it, and it tied it up. So it was like 104 to 104, and there's literally 3 seconds left. And I think Brunson had like another foul to shoot. And so literally the bar that I'm at, like watching, we're like, holy fuck, this is gonna go to an overtime. Like what? Or if he misses, like, this is gonna suck. And so he shot it, got it up to 105, and like we all went nuts. It was great. It was a great feeling. Went home, went to sleep. Good Friday night, man. Other than that, didn't, like I said, I only inked page 9. I inked page 8, and page 9 is literally staring at me right now. So I don't know what I'm gonna do the rest of the day. I'm gonna upload this podcast, and then yeah, I don't know. Hope that this week goes a lot better, because last week was fucking trash, man. But yeah, hope you guys are enjoying this look into Nosebleed in the process of making it. All right, thanks.